Gooch grease. Example, after a long night at the club, my boxers were covered in gooch grease.
We could blame it on another bad season.
Welcome back to the podcast, another episode of a one-man show. Thank you for all the support on the recent episodes. 5,000 likes on the last one, over 100,000 views. Dude, thank you guys. I couldn't be happier. Today we have Patrick, Walker, and...
If you guys only saw the first intro we did.
Oh, shit.
Let's just say Black History Month.
He's an actor. He is...
Pat and I met on a movie we did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And we crushed it.
He's an American citizen.
This is a great way to start.
I'm happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here.
Also, you guys, I'm going to be doing my podcast. Pat and I have a podcast starting this Wednesday.
Go check it out. We'll link it in the description.
Yeah.
We had a crazy week. Pearson and I flew back to Ohio for my ex-girlfriend's wedding. It was insane. Pearson, what did you think of Ohio?
It was fun, man. I actually had a blast meeting your family, like getting to see where you came from. Also, it was tough because we were so exhausted.
I know.
Guys,
this is how exhausted I am. For 2 days in a row, we have a Keurig, so I put the K-cups in. Bro, I fucking hit the brew button and walk away without putting a cup to get the coffee.
Also,
2 days in a row.
2 days in a row.
So it just pours all over the counter.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's where my fucking head's at. And I thought Pearson was fucking with me. And I'm like, bro, did you take my coffee?
You'll see it in the vlog, but I built a whole house
in the house.
And he's like, bro, where the fuck is my coffee? I'm like, dude, we're on a time limit. There's no way I'm stealing your coffee.
It was
in the
funny
middle.
because he was checking your pockets. He came up, he was like,
So I go back to the coffee machine and then I push it back to where it goes, and all of this fucking coffee just pours out. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, where the fuck have I been? Anyways, Ohio was sick. Ex-girlfriend's wedding. Go check out the vlogs. It was lit. Mm-hmm. We also went to Vegas. I lost a good chunk of change. I'm done gambling for now.
For at least 2 more weeks. How'd you feel about it? I mean, it was your ex-girlfriend's
That's
wedding.
what I was just about to ask you. Yo, what did emotionally, like, really, what did you feel about that?
We're friends. Here's the situation with that. In college, I was obsessed with her, right? Mm-hmm. And she wasn't obsessed with me. And then, we were just really good friends, best friends. And then after college, we kind of started to date a little bit. And then I moved to LA, so it was just terrible timing. Mm-hmm. And then the whole long distance thing just doesn't exist. That, that's not a possibility.
Super hard.
And then she flew out. And it was difficult. So then we were just like, let's just be friends.
So at the wedding, when you saw her and that guy walking down that aisle, was there something that was like, object?
No. I was like, I'm very happy for them. Jordan's a great guy.
That's dope.
We've talked a lot about this. I don't think I'm even in a place to date anyone. Like I'm pouring cups of coffee on the fucking counter. Like that's where my head's at. But honestly, I'm super happy with where I'm at right now. I was thinking about that today. I was like, damn, like I feel good where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I put a lot of pressure on myself, and going home is a nice recharge to realize, like, damn, you got to stop taking things so fucking serious and being so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times out here, I feel like I'm not doing enough, or if I don't post a video, someone's going to like catch up, or, or I'm going to lose my ground or whatever. But it's like, I got to stop being like that. And I took that this week, and I was just like, dude, chill, bro.
Yeah. So question 2, I know it. So for both of you guys, like, how was it to live in the moment when you guys move so fast? Every time I come over here, it's always like something happening. It's people and
it's
then I even asked you guys about like spending time at your own house. And you said like that one day on the couch and you fell asleep. Like, how was it? Like, do you ever get a chance to like actually like live in the moment and say like, oh, well, like you just said, like today you had that moment where it's like, I'm happy where I am.
I don't think I ever live in the moment. I'm always filming it.
Yeah.
But like, I love filming it. So it's like, I love filming it so I can look back on it. Yeah. It's like a weird thing, but I mean, I've learned to be able to film without looking where I'm filming.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude, it's what I love. So it's like waking up every day and doing what you love to do is like, that's makes me happy.
It's like stepping on the set. It's like, it's technically work.
Yeah.
but we're happy doing it. That's what it feels like. I mean, I'm still learning a lot about the process as far as vlogging goes. I feel bad for Tyler, who's editing the vlogs. I shot like 2 hours of footage for him. They turned into 2 vlogs instead of 1. But it's tough. I mean, I would say it's hard to live in the moment only because there are like 50 things going on at once at all times.
But it's important to enjoy the process. I was sitting, I was editing. So I'm working on getting an editor to take off the workload. And this guy's been editing a couple. He's been doing some test edits, but I've still been editing them because we need to work together and get on the same page, before I can fully trust that he encaptures my vision. He's also in a different country, speaks a different language, so I'm sure we're gonna have some miscommunications. But I was sitting editing last night, and I said to Pearson, I'm like, damn, bro, I love editing. Like, it sucks that I have to give it up because it's just too much. It becomes too much. Yeah. And I put too much pressure on myself. Like, I have to film, I have to edit, I have to do music, I have to do all these things, like merch. I'm working on so much stuff. Like, I gotta let go of some of the things that are like time consuming, and editing is the most time consuming. But
do you feel like you'll still like want to just edit one every once in a while by the time that
important ones? Yeah. Like, I wanted to edit the ex-girlfriend's wedding one because I was like, this is an emotional moment for them. I want it to be good. I like editing those kind of videos. I still want to make videos where it's like life lessons and stuff. It's interesting because I want to do music, right? And I was on track to do all my music. And then COVID happened, and then the Black Lives Matter movement happened. We were talking about this. And I'm not going to drop a song in the middle of all these, people are dying. Right. And it's like, am I going to sit here and be like, hey guys, go check out my new song? when everyone's posting a black square, you know what I'm saying? How does that make me look? So it's like all my plans for 2020, and I'm sure a lot of people feel this way too. What's the expression? Prepare for the best, plan for the worst.
Oh no, I plan for the worst, prepare for the best. Okay. Or hope for the best.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Yeah. Literally couldn't have gone worse, but I don't know. I'm optimistic about the future.
We still got the last half of the year. Yeah. Things are opening back.
How do you guys feel? You're about to shoot your movie, what, in September?
September-ish, I think, is what we're looking at. The studio hasn't confirmed the dates, but first it was July, then it was August, now it's September. Could be December of next year for all we know. I mean, at any point we could get pushed again, but I'm really crossing my fingers. I mean, that role in that movie is like a dream come true for me. Like, that's been 10 years in the making. I posted about it, I think it was yesterday, on Instagram. I was just like, this isn't a humble brag. Like, I'm proud of what I did. Like, I fucking worked my ass off for years, and like you commented, proud of you. And like, it was a lot of things. Like, it was, I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it's like, I'm stoked. I'm excited for it, but I'm curious. I hope that it all opens back up at this point.
Well, you got anything coming up, Patrick?
Yeah, so I was supposed to shoot a movie, a war film, right before COVID.
Before you get into this, hold on. Let's give a little background on Patrick.
Yes.
You were on The Resident.
The Resident, yes, sir.
Big show. Power.
Power, also.
He was in one of my favorite movies, Baby Driver, but
it
was a small role.
Small role. Still dope. I was in the theater and I see Patrick and I go, oh my God, that's Patrick.
Grey's Anatomy. Bro, your list goes on. You've been in so much shit.
NCIS.
NCIS. All these huge shows.
It's been great.
So what's this next movie you got going on?
So it's a military film about these really cool stories about these like during Vietnam. It's about like the like I think at one point like the Viet Cong were underground and they couldn't, like the U.S., they couldn't find where they were when they were fighting, and at some point somebody found out that there were these tunnels underground. So then there's like this in the movie there's these engineers who are supposed to be building something, and then they're told to go down and like map out how far and how long these tunnels are, and in the process they like have to fight and shoot and kill. It's called ambush because we're ambushed by them, and then we can't find them, and then we find them. Yeah,
and then that was put on hold.
It was put on hold. We're supposed to shoot in Bogota.
Where's that?
Colombia.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, we're supposed to shoot in Bogota, and I was excited. Everybody's excited, and then everything slows down.
What was your role in it?
So I play a character named Gates, and he is the. And I can be real on this podcast.
Yeah,
I can be real. So great. So the thing is, the industry is changing in a beautiful way. So usually there is the black best friend to the main white character, And at this moment, the movie is like your main white guy who's doing his thing, and it's like he has his group. I'm not his best friend. It's almost like the character I played against you in the movie.
It's time.
Yeah, kind of like
shit.
but he's like the leader of the group, who isn't the leader of the group. Like there's another guy who has the job, but I have the skill.
You have the respect of all the crew.
Yeah, the leadership qualities to lead them. And then he's the guy who like leads for a second, and then when I realize the other guy's ready, then I give him like the okay to go ahead and finish. But yeah, very solid, strong.
That's dope.
Straightforward character. Very fun.
What's your journey been like? Because you've been acting for a minute. I saw some things on there from like 2012. What's your journey to LA like, and where are you from?
Good question. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I moved to Atlanta. So I grew
Which,
up
by the way, the only time I've ever been to a strip club was in Florida. So shout out. Florida.
Really?
Hey,
really?
how was it?
I'll never go back.
Only time I ever been to
That
a strip
good,
club.
huh? Oh yeah, we went to. Was that our first? Was that your
That's
first?
my first time. First and only time. I've been to
Yo,
a
so
strip club.
Derek took us to a strip club in New Orleans, and
Nolans.
Nolans,
Yeah.
and it was pretty wild. I mean, it was like very tame because
it
it was like a
yeah.
gentleman's club.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Very
Yeah.
upscale.
It was
and, you know,
upscale.
Upscale.
I expected like ones to be flying around the room and
made you
like
smash.
STDs just like flying through the air
Everywhere,
coming towards you.
Definitely was much more classy.
It was solid. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Derek knew everyone there though.
Hey, what's going on? Yo, it's me, Big D.
Yo,
Yeah.
I got my first technical lap dance from somebody that I think Derek had already hooked up with. She and him were friends.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And then I was nervous because I was on Bold and Beautiful at the time, and I was like, "Yo, I can't get it. Nobody can take a picture of me in here." And then Pat does a homie move and like walks in front of me.
I'll give you my hat. I give you my
yeah,
hat.
you gave me the hat.
I gave
That's
you
right.
my hat so you can wear my hat.
Hilarious.
So you wear my hat. And
TMZ leaks it. Thomas Forrester
Have him fired from the show.
getting a lap dance in New Orleans.
That was fun though.
So you're from Jacksonville, Florida. What made you move
Jacksonville.
to Los Angeles? Because it's a big move. A lot of people out here from Florida and Ohio, I've noticed.
Yeah. Well, I moved to Atlanta first, and that's really where I got a lot of credits on a lot of the shows in Atlanta. Because,
They do a lot of auditions there?
Yeah, it's a lot because the thing is they will cast here, and then like they get their leads here, and then they go to Atlanta and cast all your recurring and like other roles there. So it was I moved when I was 18, moved to Atlanta. My father lived in Atlanta, so
Does he have broads there?
does he have what?
Broads there.
Does he have he does his thing.
I got broads in Atlanta.
I was like, Rods, does he have women there?
I suppose he does. Possibly.
I
Who
would
knows?
assume,
What kind of connections
over
we
both
have
of
out
your
there?
heads.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I moved. I remember my mom was a little upset because I just left almost abruptly, but I felt that.
At what age?
At 18.
Oh, wow.
18, but she thought I was gonna stay. But the reality was like I remember my last days in Jacksonville. It was me and my friends. I had no shirt on. I never wore shirts.
I know someone like that.
Who would do that?
Yeah.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Yeah. So, but I remember I was sitting with my friends on like a block, and it was just I was like, oh, well, this isn't this is boring. There's no life here
In Florida?
in Florida. Yeah.
Did Saxon just walk in?
Saxon just walked in.
Interrupting the podcast. Interrupting the podcast.
How dare you?
Good morning.
Saxon abruptly walks in. If you guys haven't seen last episode, we had Saxon on. We talked about her crazy ex-boyfriend.
Oh, nice.
Classic. She shared a lot of
wait to see that.
info.
She just said, for all you guys that are familiar with the vlogs. So what was your big first role?
Big first role.
First big role. I don't know why I said
First
it.
big role. My first big role would have been The Resident. Would have been like my first one.
Recurring.
Where I felt like, yeah. Because I was supposed to do one episode. It was supposed to be season 1. It was season 1, episode 2. They had a double, like they did episode 1 on like one day and then episode 2 the next day. So like a double premiere or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like my big, because I was like a patient in the hospital. I was dying, and he was like really happy. He was a faithful, God-fearing dude, and then he ends up like he needs a heart, and he gets the heart at the end of the show. So then I think like the audience
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the show. But yeah, watch it. It's great. But and then like the audience loved him, and then the writers and the director, everybody loved me. And then from that one episode, I did 10. So they just kept bringing me back. Then next thing you know, I got a love interest, and now I go back to the hospital again, and then there's just drama. Then it's this, then it's that. Then I propose, and now I'm getting turned down. Now you can't find me. But it was a great opportunity to like see a character do more than just one thing. Like they saw he was a science teacher. It was me in my classroom. I was at home. I was at my girlfriend's house. So it was cool to I feel like that was the one that made people say, oh, he's good, or he has that range to go from like, it was really emotional too. So like a lot of crying, and then Grey's Anatomy then was like a lot of crying. Then like I did Power, which was like the bad guy. So it just gave me a good chance on TV to just pop all over the place and do different things.
Which one's the one that you probably have gotten recognized the most from, just like walking down the street?
The Resident is the one.
Resident?
Yeah. And then Power as well, just because like that's such a huge show. It is it was one of the biggest shows on. So, but The Resident is the one because, I mean, people watch, like fans go crazy. They just go crazy. And
Would you say, I don't know. Here, I'm trying to think. So you've been on a lot of TV shows, right?
Yeah.
Are you past the level of like starving artist or like young act? Yeah. So you're able to make a living off of finally acting.
Yeah, I haven't had a job since like 2015.
But acting.
Just acting.
So how long did it take you to get to that level where you can make money from acting? Because I know a lot of people who come out here, like I've booked stuff, and I don't make fucking jack shit. They're like, they see you and they're like, oh, you've been in a couple movies. Yeah, I didn't make shit from those movies. Like
it took 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
A good 5 years.
So what were you doing in that time, and what made you still stick to it and say, hey, I want to do this?
Great question. So I didn't have a car. I think a good way to like let everybody know, like I didn't have anything. So I came to where my dad was. I didn't have a car. So I would take a bus. I would take a bus from my dad's house to where the train was, take a train, then catch another bus to go and borrow my cousin's car to go to like acting classes. And at some point, like in the mornings, the bus wouldn't run that early. So I had to walk an hour to get back home to my house to ride with my dad to work, because we worked together, which was great. But it was like just this. And then I got a bicycle. So I got my dad's bike. So I was riding a bike everywhere I went. I would have my bike. I would have like theater rehearsal for like plays. And I would like hide my bike on the side so nobody knew I didn't drive. And I was always the youngest on like the cast or whatever like that. But it was really hard. It was really challenging. And it was fun because like I was so innovative, and we shot so many projects and we did different things, and I was always doing something with somebody. Always like if they needed help, I was helping them here. I think it was I think at the end of it all, when I tell my story, it'll be like the whole spectrum. There was no connection, no pretty boy, no cuteness, no like, oh, he had this, he had that. I just was, even now I'm just better than everybody else. And it's like that's gonna be what they say at the end, that like he's just better. Not because like he has that pretty whatever
factor.
Yeah. But it's just like it's just that good. He has the like charisma and like charm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that every time you walk in the room, you win the room in auditions.
Yeah, easy.
Like you're the type of guy probably that loves to go into an audition over a self tape.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, and then that's a big argument with like in LA, because in Atlanta we did self tape so much that I came here and people were having a hard time, but that's all we did in Atlanta. So it is cool to know that like self tapes, I just have a good time. I paint my picture, and then in the room it's easy as well. You know, I don't think I struggle as.
It's more fun to actually get in the room and play with them.
Because you have that dialogue and they get to see you in person, and then it's a real person. Whether they look at me or not, I think like for me, like my goal would be to make them look up from the paper, or like make them see me in the room while I'm there. Because you drive and you go through all this stuff for like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and it's like you're gonna see me in these 5 minutes.
It's interesting because you have such a outgoing personality, but it seems like you play a lot of serious roles.
Very serious.
So what's that shift? What's that like? Because you as a person aren't. I mean, from what I've seen, sad and
no, none of that. No, I think. What you mean when getting in the moment?
Yeah, like how do you channel that? What makes you cry?
It's really the character. I think that I just do a big. I just really create it, or like even when we shot It's Time, like the first day. I think one of our early days was the funeral. Yeah. So I never met Sadeo before, but like I had this picture of him, and I looked him up online. I had a picture of him that I just would look at all throughout, like before those days, to lead up to like this moment of this guy I've never met. But to see his picture every day, like on my phone, think about it, build like memories between me and this guy. And then when we got there and I saw like the obituary, then it was like, oh, my friend is like gone, and I still have never met this guy. So I think with the characters, I really try to like nail into who they are. Even with Grey's Anatomy, it was this like my baby died on like the episode like I don't have a baby, but like like my thought of like, oh, we'll never get to play football, we'll never get to like dance, or we'll never get to do this, or I never get to show them how to do whatever it is like that. Like I can feel it right now, like those, those memories
that haven't even existed.
Yeah, that don't even exist. Like I think
Yeah.
that informs the character. Then it makes it easier to go there. Because I used to do like substitution and like think about my mom when it was like somebody dying. But I was like, nah, I don't want to think about my mom dying. So let me just devote like the more time into like creating the world for myself, which is also
Go ahead.
which is also a little
Crazy.
yeah.
I mean, people think we're crazy anyways. Like
Yeah.
Mark says this all the time. He's like, I can't trust actors.
yeah.
But I would say like this is like the Meisner and Adler technique. It's the Stanislavski was all about the method, right? Method is where you go live those moments, you pull from real experiences. But Adler and Meisner, they're these two other like acting gurus back in the day, and they set the tone for kind of this new method of creating using your imagination, which I think psychologically is more. I found it safer for me.
Yeah.
Where like I'm not always constantly reliving shit with like family members.
Yeah.
Or
I don't want that.
I want to have good relationships.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like the social media? I know you made a TikTok today.
I made my first TikTok. Yes,
Which,
sir.
by the way, banned in India. If you're watching from India, I'm sorry. You can get more of my vlogs.
Yeah.
But it could be banned in the U.S. What do you guys think of that?
Starting tomorrow.
Yeah. Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
saying they
tomorrow,
might start banning it tomorrow, which would suck. Yo, it's the first time I hit 1 million followers.
On
Not
anything?
on anything.
Yeah.
Not just 1 million, but 2.1 million.
I have 0 followers.
0.
I haven't even gotten started yet.
I know. Late to the party there.
It sucks.
Exactly.
And like India got banned. That makes up almost 400,000 followers of my following.
Really?
And I was pissed. I was like, yo. And then now it fucks with my algorithm too. So now when I post, 400,000 people already don't see it.
Right.
So then they push it down on the algorithm. They're like, well, his fans aren't watching now, so we don't want to push it to them.
Why? What
Why did India ban it? I think
Why are they banning it here?
Because the Chinese government's it's run in China, and they're
Yeah.
collecting data on Americans basically that are using it.
They're collecting massive amounts of metadata,
Yeah.
essentially the same metadata that the NSA is collecting on us.
Yeah.
Which
But now the Chinese are collecting it.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know the whole logistics behind it. But this is why I say it's super important to be like multifaceted and be able. That's why like I converted. When everybody left Vine, when you can't put all of your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Because think about how many people rely solely on a platform to make money.
yeah.
Like me myself, I have, obviously I have Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, music, acting, whatever. But think about just being a TikToker. And now that the platform
Yeah.
goes away,
Think about-
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Charlie D'Amelio, Lil Huddy.
They've done a good job, and they've built the audience of transitioning to Instagram
Right.
and YouTube. But think about how many Viners
Were lost.
Yeah.
because they couldn't reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
They couldn't go make the vlogs or the long form content because they were so contained to the 6 second.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, like I think that like Charli D'Amelio is like what, 15?
Yeah.
Very young.
Yeah.
Great at what she does on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a fan of. I don't think she's a good YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like I'll come
Yeah.
out and say that. I don't think she knows how to make a YouTube.
All of you
video.
stands comment below.
Yeah.
She's not good yet. She's not good
Yeah,
yet.
with practice, I'm sure she'll figure it out.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
seems to have that work ethic, but right now, I don't think she is.
Yeah.
I think that people are interested in what she's doing because of what she did on TikTok.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Charli D'Amelio, did you see the little drama that happened?
Yo, you showed me that. Explain to Pat what happened.
Yes,
This is
explain
all
to me
right.
that.
So this is my thing, bro. You're 15 years old.
Yeah.
And this is a girl or a guy? No.
This is a
no
girl.
offense.
She was dating this 17-year-old Lil Huddy or something.
Nice.
The fact that we're even talking about it
Yeah.
boggles my mind.
This is what I want to get to.
Yeah.
It was a trending moment on Twitter. I look at Twitter news a lot, and I look at trending tweets to see like what to talk about on the podcast. The fact that Lil Huddy is over party is trending. This kid's 17 years old, and you guys are trying to cancel him because he kissed another girl.
Yeah.
Bro, you're 15 and 17, and you're fucking canceling someone because he kissed another girl when he was single?
Yeah.
Dude,
It's nuts.
what's going to happen when you're an adult? What are you guys
Yeah.
going to complain about?
But that's the weird part is like it feels like a lot of people have a lot of idle time on their hands, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
it's just
Nobody has anything to do.
right,
Bro,
Yeah.
like this kid's 17. His brain's not developed. Think about the mental pressure of like being number one on a platform and everyone hating you for just because you're fucking more successful than them,
literally.
and then getting shitted on because you kissed a girl that was is another TikToker,
Right.
and you're both single, and then you came over to this girl's house. Cool, you're 15.
Yeah.
When I was 15 years old, I'm trying to think back.
Man, I was digging holes out in the field and filling them
Exactly.
with water.
That was a real
Here's
man
my
work.
thing too. Here's
Doing
my
real
thing.
work at 15.
Don't date until you're out of college. That is the best advice I could give.
I mean, out of high school.
Out of college.
I mean,
Bro,
technically
think
you're not
about
wrong.
having-
You mean don't seriously date?
Don't seriously date.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Like relationship, I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay,
Like
okay.
think about it's such a different world, I guess. I don't know. It's LA is such a different world than the rest of the
It
world.
totally is.
I would say majority of people obviously get married to someone that they meet in high school or college. So I can't really I can't say that because now that I've lived in LA is kind of fucked because there's so many options.
Yeah,
It's not like the rest of the world and it fucks with your head.
it does. It's the ability to choose anything you want off the menu at all times.
Exactly.
Nice.
I still would say I didn't date anyone in college, and I had the best time of my life. I learned so much about myself.
Yeah.
If I were to look back and think my last relationship, if I had that in college, being in fights, doing it dude, I don't want that as an 18 to 21 year old.
No.
I don't want to be stressed with homework, make my parents happy, and then fight with my girlfriend over some bullshit. By the way, college kids are fucking reckless, bro.
Oh yeah.
There's so many times. I mean, I wouldn't say so many times. There's times when I've hooked up with a girl and the next day I see her with her boyfriend, which I didn't know.
Whoa.
But they came over the night before because her and her boyfriend got in a fight.
Bro.
Yo,
She
college
used
people.
you as the fucking
That's how it works.
scapegoat?
Yeah.
That's scary.
And I was like, yo, I remember this like it was yesterday. I was like, yo, what's a story with that girl? And she's like, oh, that's her and her boyfriend. I was like, oh.
Congrats.
Congrats.
I was like, oh, shit, she's got a boyfriend. I played it so cool. And
Yeah.
because I was talking to the guy's friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn. He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. And I'm like, bro, I hooked up with her last night. I didn't tell him that,
Jesus.
obviously.
He's like,
But-
oh yeah, I like his shoes.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
shoes.
right?
Really
Good
nice.
shoes on that guy, huh?
Man, it's such a nice pair of
excellent
shoes.
Oh, I also wanted to talk about this. I don't know how your experience is with this or if you have any. I said this the other night. LA is incest.
Oh yeah.
LA is incest? What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Think about it. Any girl that I meet or guy, I know someone that's hooked up with them.
Oh, yo, I was just, okay. Can I say like that? Yeah. When I was sitting on the couch and you said, is that your girl? Is that your girl?
Yeah.
I was like, no. Because I'm still worried that because you never know. Like you never know who knows who knows what. who's
The
done
reason
what.
you can't
Yeah.
date in LA, bro, is like you go to the club,
Everybody's hooked up with
everybody's hooked up with everyone.
Yeah.
So it's like if
Also, the worst place to meet somebody is at the club. You're like,
Right.
y'all fucked. Everybody in here.
literally, and you're like, there's times where, you hook up with a girl, everything's cool, right? You're just hooking up. And then
Yeah.
you like see her out at the club one time. And you're like, hey, how are you? Good to see you again. She's like, oh, this is my boyfriend. It's like, dude, I fucked your girlfriend.
Yeah. For
It's
real.
like that happens so much in LA.
yeah.
Wait, does that happen so much in LA or so much in your world?
I guess in my
it's-
world.
No, it's everywhere.
Oh,
It's
dude.
rampant.
But I mean,
Rampant.
it happens everywhere, but also in the social media world, a lot more, bro. Like,
Really?
think about the Lil Huddy, Charlie D'Amelio drama, like
Oh,
kissing
yeah.
another TikToker.
It's like being in a small town
makes
because
sense. That makes
all the cliques and crews, you got all the actors that hang out with each other. You got all the social media kids that hang out with each other. Then you got all the directors or producers that only hang out with each other. And it's like these cliques are smaller than a small town.
Right.
And everybody knows each other.
Everyone knows everyone.
And it's
Here's
like-
how LA is, I
That's
guess.
a good way to put it.
Influencers fuck influencers. Musicians fuck
musicians. pretty
musicians,
much.
but male musicians fuck influencers.
yeah. Yeah.
Actors and actors.
Mm-hmm.
Actors never stoop to like a YouTuber, I feel like.
Really?
Like, I feel like I've never, I mean, maybe for like.
Find
maybe,
me one. You find me one out. And find me a good one.
Oh
Work it
my
out.
God.
I was stupid.
That's why people say you can't date in LA.
Yeah, it's tough.
Too many options.
No, ain't no
Everybody's
love
been
in
with
this
everyone.
city.
What?
But you have no choice.
No Love in LA.
No Love in LA, man.
Hey,
Go
that's a good
stream it right
song.
now.
Well, yo, I got a question for Mark though.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I said, but you have no choice.
You kind
Because
of
you live here.
Yeah, this is where we live.
And
I mean,
you say long distance.
I'm gonna go to the Amish country in Pennsylvania and find myself a nice wife.
honestly,
There you go.
that's a great
There you
move. It's solid. It's guaranteed. No, Mark, I got a question for you. Music. What's happening with it? What's going on?
Give it to me.
We want to hear a new song. We thought we were getting something July 4th.
I thought so.
You thought you were getting.
I thought I was getting a
Yeah.
new song on July 4th.
Well,
I'm
planning the album artwork, and I talked about this on the last podcast. And honestly, if you guys have advice, give it to me. The first 3 songs I made very serious songs.
Mhm.
A lot of music is very serious. This next song, it's a fun song. It's not serious. It's upbeat. It's
a summer
catchy.
bash.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's a little comedic,
Yeah.
but also very catchy.
Yeah.
And I've been advised by several people in the music industry that if I want to be taken seriously in the music industry, to not release this song. And it sucks because I paid to have the song made, and the guy that linked me with the producer, now he's saying, yeah, if you want to be taken seriously, I wouldn't release a song. When he told me before, oh yeah, release it. It's a really good song. So he's contradicting himself, and I'm sitting here like, do I release the song when everybody in the music industry is telling me not to, or do I go with my gut? Why? I'm conflicted on like, do I listen to what the professionals say, or do I just do whatever the fuck I want? You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you like the song?
I love the song, and
Song's
all my
great.
friends love the song.
Yeah.
They think it's funny and catchy.
It is.
And it's like, here's my question. Why does everything have to be so fucking serious?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why in the music industry is every song by every artist kind of sound the same? It's like, oh, Lauv makes all this kind of music. That's, what you're going to get. Bazzi, he makes this. What you're going to get. Jeremy Zucker, you get this. But then in the acting world, you can have Jim Carrey do The Truman Show, but then he can do Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's the Perks of Being a Wallflower? Or
Logan Lerman.
no, what's the one of Jim Carrey on
and the girlfriend breaking up.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Spotless
Mind?
Mind. Yeah.
He can do this, like
Yeah.
Will Smith can do, Bad Boys, but then he can do fucking 7 Pounds.
Yeah.
But in the music world, if fucking G-Eazy, for perfect example, G-Eazy is a rapper. He's doing some singing stuff, but then it's like, whoa. Even me, I had that knee-jerk reaction. I'm like, whoa, this isn't G-Eazy. Why is it that you like typecast yourself basically in music, but not movies?
Yeah.
And also, why do I have to do
What everybody else does.
what is going to take me serious?
Yeah.
Why can't you take me serious if I
Make
I
good
think
content.
numbers speak louder volumes.
Mhm.
Like Old Town Road, if you were to tell me, if you were to show that to a music guy, do you think he would have fucking been like, yeah, release that song?
Definitely not.
If you want to be taken serious, absolutely not. And then look what Lil Nas X did with it.
Yeah.
Panini,
That's a good point.
He fucking made tens of millions of dollars off of one song.
right.
Made his whole career. And now he's going to keep making bashes after bash after bash and just keep clapping.
But at what point, too, I mean, in terms of mentorship, do you guys listen to your mentors or go against them? Because I feel like I want to release the song, but when I have people several people telling me not to, at what point do I kill my ego and do it and listen to them?
I make a pros and cons list. And we talked about this a little bit on a podcast. But I'll make a list, and I'll do all the pros and all the cons. And then I'll also make a list of what my mentors say.
My mentors.
My mentors. Mentor, victory is yours. Take it. No, I'll make a list of what my mentors say as well. And I'll sit down and I'll talk through the pros and cons of each one of these things that I have in my head. When it came back to the show that I got the offer for, really wanted to do it, but I felt like it wasn't quite right.
Right.
Made the list. And my one buddy, Tom DeSanto, said the best thing. He said, at the end of the day, he's like, I could tell you to not do this, and I think it's the worst idea ever, or I could tell you to do this, and I think it's the best idea ever. You have to make the fucking decision. Mm-hmm. He's like, it's your life, and you're the one that's going to regret it when somebody else takes that role and they get famous off of it, and they go to Comic-Con, and they da-da-da-da. And he's like, then you have to be comfortable with you making that decision at the end of the day. So you have to be comfortable with somebody else coming up with their version of your song at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the big takeaway for me is it's literally nobody else's life. And it pisses me off when like you got a lot of people spitting in your ear. It's like, you already spent a fuck ton of money on this stuff. You invested time and money and your soul into these songs, even if it's just the funny part of your soul. And then you've got people spitting in your ear that are like, don't release that. And it's like, yeah, but it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
I made this. Macklemore, Lil Nas, all these people got super famous off of a funny song.
Lil Dicky, that's his whole thing.
Yeah, but he does funny songs. That's his thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
yeah.
So
I mean, I don't want to always do a funny song.
Yeah, but you
But-
just want to. Yeah.
I make funny videos. I make
Yeah.
funny skits.
Mm-hmm.
Why does, like, I feel like I'm allowed to show multiple sides of my personality. I've made 3 songs that are serious.
Yeah,
Why can't I make a song that's funny?
absolutely. Even fucking Billie Eilish has made some funny songs, or at least put funny moments in her songs,
Right.
in the intros. I gotta take my
Yeah,
retainers
yeah.
out,
Yeah.
That's funny.
So what do you
No.
think? You gonna do it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to release it. Also, I've always said, like, it's better. I don't know if music has the same thing as a video. For example, if I put out a shitty YouTube video, cool. I'm going to put out another one on Wednesday. Like, I can always, you're only as good as your next best video. But as music's more long term. It's there forever. Videos, you forget about them. It's not like someone's going to be like, yeah, remember that fucking vlog Mark made? You know what I'm saying? Like on June 1st, 2012.
The ex-wife, ex-girlfriend one, they might.
Some
Oh,
people,
yeah.
my ex would remember
know.
probably, yeah. But songs are like, I mean, I don't know, man. I want to release it.
Yeah.
I think it's catchy as fuck. It's funny. I'm funny, I think.
You are. Comment below if you guys want him to release a song.
Can we drop a sneak peek, DJ? Can we
Yeah.
drop something?
No,
That's a joke.
I'm
He's
thinking.
like, nah, no, please, no.
No, yeah,
Jay,
God,
please.
Jesus God.
No.
Have you had a moment like that where you've had people talking in your ear and you feel like a gut instinct to do something that you're being advised not to do?
As far as mentor, I don't have a mentor.
Mm-mm.
I've never had a mentor.
You have no person that you value their opinion?
My manager.
Okay.
And then now I have a new manager.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
So you didn't value his opinion or her opinion very much.
I did, but I guess no. Well, I valued her opinion, but I wanted to go a different route. I think it could be where
Oh, so what happened that led you to decide to go to the different route?
I think I was moving so fast that it was hard to keep up with how fast I was moving. And then we had all moved from Atlanta. She came here, and it just felt like what I needed wasn't being. It felt like she couldn't do as much as I needed. Because then it's like, okay, cool. I signed with Abrams. It's like, great. Now I signed with like this, like Luber Rockland, which is this big management company. So it's like now I have these 2 big things, and it's like now I feel like out of COVID, I have a chance now to like do whatever. I got good people saying good things, and it's like, oh, he's talented, great. And it's like the team is a big part too. So I didn't feel like I had the team fully put together. But as far as me, I guess as far as roles go, then there have been roles where I turned it down because of the advice, but it made sense. But never to the point where I was like, oh, well, I feel strongly that I should do this thing, that I not go the direction that I wanted. Because then again, it is your life. It is your
It's a different water for me too.
Yeah, and even
like,
the Lil Nas X thing that you said, like that's such a great example. Like who would have known? Like I heard that song and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then up 2 months later, I'm
Rocking it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
But the first time I heard it, I was like,
It's interesting because if Pearson's to ask my advice on YouTube, I'll be like, he has, and I'll be like, yeah, change that or do that. But you take my advice because that's my experience, right? So these guys, they're in music. That's their experience. Do I take their advice or do I say fuck you?
That's tough. It's a tough scenario.
But question, how many people have you said fuck you to and then it worked?
A lot.
Well,
And if it doesn't work, then what's the worst thing that could happen? I make a new song.
Yeah.
Like, is my career over?
Well, it's like,
yeah.
Not to say it in a mean way, but it's like you don't even have a career to lose.
Right.
So the worst thing that could happen is it's not as well received as your other songs.
Yeah.
But people will still listen to it, and somebody's gonna love it. It's gonna be a banger in their house.
Yeah.
Right. Just don't listen to it in front of your parents.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it now.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
But speaking of me finding my news on Twitter moments, this was trending on Twitter. Gooch grease.
Oh, I had to wipe that out the other day.
The Urban Dictionary definition of gooch grease.
Oh yeah, give me that.
Similar to swamp ass.
Ah,
Gooch grease is the disgusting smelling mixture of sweat, shit crusties, and lint that forms along the inner gooch, forming a slime-like substance.
That was trending?
Example. After a long night at the club, my boxers were covered in gooch grease.
Please make this the opening to the podcast.
I think I'm gonna
Wait, so this is just what people are talking about on Twitter.
on Twitter.
Dude, social media's done. we have to be done. We have too much time on our hands that we're talking about gooch grease.
Bro.
People got to go back to work.
Yo, the internet, I
open
can't
up, world, please.
deal with the internet. Also, watch my vlog. Some fan sent my ex a dick pic. Let me ask, who the fuck wants to look at a fucking penis, bro?
Also, an unsolicited penis.
Right, like I'm
Just a random penis.
Just
Yeah.
randomly, here's my dick.
that should be a crime. I'm not kidding.
But I always wonder, what does it do? Like, is it like, oh, like they think they send that picture and it's like, oh, who's this guy? I gotta find him.
Yeah, right?
I want to be with that guy.
That is an excellent penis. Better look him up.
I think sending a dick pic to someone that doesn't want it should also be a crime.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird because like it's interesting because girls can send nudes and guys are like, hell yeah, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, but girls are hot. Dicks are not hot. I don't care who you are. I don't ever see my dick and be like, damn, that thing's fucking awesome.
Look pretty
I don't know
good.
how girls feel
Speak
about
for
it.
yourself.
Saxon, do girls think dicks are hot? Oh, okay.
Guys you like, they've got a nice dick. Just saying. Got dick.
Maybe I'm wrong then. I can't speak for everyone.
Here's what I'll say. I got a good friend that gives me the inside loop on Grindr.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, that's all we do. We just send nudes back and forth, and you just wait till you find like the dick that you want to fuck, and then you go and you fuck it. And that's a very vast generalization for him to say that because everybody has their own experience. But he's like, yeah, I mean, like, we're just instantly sending nudes nonstop.
Really?
And I was like,
Guys are fucking crazy. Bro.
guys
Guys are
are
animals.
Guys are literally animals. Yeah. So I guess it depends on your audience. Who wants the dick.
I mean, would you say Grindr's more of a hookup app?
I
than
think
a dating app?
Yeah, Grindr is definitely a hookup app.
And
From
what
what
is-
I
what is
understand,
Grindr?
Grindr is the gay dating app.
Oh,
it's essentially the Tinder of the gay community.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's weird at the same time. My buddy, the same guy, has found like 2 relationships out of it.
Weird. Congrats.
Dude, whenever I meet someone and they're like, "Yeah, we met on Tinder," I'm like, "Really?
Why?
That's crazy to me."
Why did you do that?
That's.
That wasn't me.
That was disgusting.
I thought those were
Fake
apps
page.
like. I feel like in LA, it's like, where'd you guys meet? Instagram. Slid in your DMs.
nice.
Kanye West is running for president, and his party name is the birthday party.
Honestly, great
Wait.
party name.
That's actually really creative.
That's clever.
Is this real? This thing? Is
Yeah,
it
dude, he's running as no, it's not an independent. He's actually running as the birthday party.
Yeah.
Legit.
Because when he wins, it's gonna be a party like a birthday.
So he has his own party,
Yeah.
and it's called the birthday party,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and he's the guy.
I
Yeah.
think so. Are you gonna vote for him?
I won't answer that question.
Some people
Because,
think
yo.
it's to take votes away from Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
There's
That's
all these.
why.
I love conspiracies because Trump's. He came out to say that he doesn't support Trump anymore.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that.
I don't know, bro.
Dude,
honestly,
here's the fucked situation. We've got Joe Biden, who is clinically losing his mind. Like if you go look at old interviews of Joe Biden, the dude was quick as a whip,
sharp, yeah.
sharp, handsome. He had it together. He
Bro,
was
all
on
I
it.
see on the internet are compilations of him not like talking
Like, forget it.
gibberish.
Like
Really?
the dude is clearly like he's got
Pre-dementia.
he's got some sort of like brain trauma happening inside of his head. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you got Donald Trump. I mean, we're fucked either way.
Right?
I'm like, well, at least we'd have good music in the White House.
Right?
There's got to be something else. Like, I feel like I was listening to somebody else's podcast, Joe Rogan, and he had on, I think it was Brett Weinstein, and they were talking, and Brett made a good point. He was like, I want somebody that's patriotic, and I want it to be like a dual presidency, one on either side, but like center left and center right. So that way they hold each other accountable, and they combat each other on separate issues, but at the same time, they're patriotic about their country, they're steady, and they know what they want.
I don't get why you have to be so far left and so far right. Like, I
For
don't get
real.
why you have to pick a side. I'm in the middle, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I feel like most of America is
Is it in the
too.
middle? Yeah, yeah.
but in LA, it's like, if you say even that you, oh yeah, like if you utter the words, oh yeah, I agree with Trump on that. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like it's like
It's a death sentence.
it's a death sentence.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you so tied up in this that someone else's opinion on something triggers you so hard?
Yeah.
Like
It's
I
religion.
can agree with some things that anyone does, and I'll disagree too.
Yeah.
Like that's what neutral is.
Yeah. Also, just being objective of like,
Right.
that was a singular good thing and that was a singular bad thing. And I
Right.
think there's a difference. It's hard, I don't know. It's hard for us to like delineate the two.
Yeah, people.
As people.
I think they make the like if you support Trump on anything, then you're supporting him fully or something like that. They have like they can't separate like, okay, cool, he made the economy good, but he said this. Okay, so but he still made the economy good. You know, like
Right.
I think he did a horrible job during the Black Lives Matter movement.
I did
in terms-
absolute trash.
in terms of leadership and in uniting the country. He was so divisive.
Yeah.
And I think everybody can agree on that. Like,
For sure.
you should want the president of the United States in that moment
To be the one that's
to
like
be the one that's
bringing us together.
bringing us together. And he was just like, he's not that.
Yeah.
He's also very, I feel like, old school, hardcore right.
For sure. What's
Yeah.
weird though is he used to be a Democrat when he
Really?
was a younger guy. Yeah.
but then
he
the
was-
money came involved, and he's like, I'm a Republican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for real. His audience came
Going
in.
where the money is.
For real. Money, money, money.
Patrick stays silent on the politics.
Yeah, politics. I say nothing.
I mean, I usually do too. I don't have an opinion. I'm just like, I'm a neutral
It's 'cause
opinion.
when I'm not extremely educated on something,
Bro,
I-
I'm terrible.
I choose to just listen.
I don't know shit about
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah.
I'm the type of guy that's like, okay, that's the law. I'll buy it. I'll abide by it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and argue.
Now, if it comes to a vlog,
Now it comes to a vlog.
he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
You know what you're talking about. Good.
This guy.
He knows what he's talking about.
knows what he's talking
You know
about.
what he's talking about.
Stanford
This guy is
eliminated
pretty fucking good,
11
huh? Get it. He knows what
sports
he's talking
out of 36.
Say it again.
What?
Stanford University eliminated 11 sports out of 36 because of the corona.
Like wrestling?
Probably the ones
Contact
that,
sports?
Probably the ones that don't. No, I think they eliminated them because of the budget. Like they can't afford to fund them. Yeah.
Oh man. That sucks.
Oh, probably not wrestling then, because that's what you go to the Olympics with
Well,
colleges.
the combined number of national championships they've won out of the 11 sports that they eliminated was 20.
Whoa.
20 national championships.
Yikes.
So those sports are gone. I don't know how long.
That's not good.
Yeah, but you guys got anything you want to talk about?
Pat?
Tell us more about you, Pat.
Tell
What's
us
been
more
your
about you,
hardest obstacle to overcome in life?
In life,
We get all deep.
the hardest obstacle to overcome in life.
In your life. Like,
In
what are
my
some things you
life.
struggle with on a daily basis, and what's something that you struggle with and you learned how to get out of that rut? For example, I'll give you an example.
pinpoint it even more?
I used to drink pretty heavily. I was unhappy in my relationship. Huge wake-up call after. Sobered up. Went to the gym.
I
Lost
saw that.
40
That was
pounds.
dope.
Yeah. So that's kind of the example I'm looking for.
Well, I wanted to pinpoint it even closer to something that like hits home for me in the entertainment industry. What's been like the biggest struggle for you? Because that you and
That's a
I
good one.
share the same like obsession and love
Oh yeah.
and like rhetoric for
Yeah.
film
Oh
and
yeah. It's
entertainment.
intense. Man, you know, it's the rejection of being so close to a role is just it's crazy.
Mhm.
Just looking at a piece of paper and saying like, hey, I'm gonna make this much money and this much money. Like from one episode, I can just give all that to my mama and she be and like she's good for a second. I think like to lose out on $1 million in like 2 years, like when you've never, I think just things like that like are difficult. But as
Like
far
almost getting to the finish line, you're saying?
as, yeah, like you're right there and it's like you and one guy. And I think that's been my thing. It's me and it's one guy. And that beats you up when it's just like you, it's Patrick, it's you and one guy, to the point where you don't even want to hear it anymore. Like it's you and this guy who may have been on TV who may have had like the leading role on whatever. And it's like now you're fighting the name instead of fighting like the skill
Right.
of it. But
Does that bother you about Hollywood? I've learned
I
LA
think
is who you know.
Yeah, it is. And I think the thing is, it's like if you don't have that, if you don't have a group, then it's like, or if you don't have certain things, then it's a little bit harder for you.
How do you build genuine relationships out here when you know that you are basically everyone's trying to get something from
I think
everyone?
when you hang out with like me and Chris, I think when you just hang out with people and you see like that they're like-minded, then you know, okay, this is genuine. But generally, Even like I tape auditions, like tape a lot of actors auditions, thousands of actors auditions I've taped.
He's not exaggerating.
Yeah, thousands. Because I coach acting as well, so it's like I know that people will talk to me because they have an audition, and I'm really good at breaking down scripts. I'm just really good at like that is my thing. If I'm a genius at anything, it'd be like the breaking down and like sculpting a character. And I know that generally, like if people talk to me, it'll have something to do with like acting or something to do with like, hey, we need you to come over here and do this thing for our thing, or can you talk about
vlog.
this thing? You know, but this is great because I mean, at the same time, like I get a chance to listen to you guys and talk and like build friendships. But I mean, as far as hardest thing, I think I'm still like I never smoked before, never drank,
Ever?
never smoked,
Wow.
never drank.
How old are you?
Never. I'm 27.
You've never drank?
Never smoked, never drank.
Why?
Because I've seen it so much. I mean, growing up, I think I saw so much that I was like, I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna take the other route. I'm gonna try something else. But even like my dad said to me the other day, I don't know if I said this on your podcast or not, but he was like, do you realize your kids may be born and we have kids one day, like they'll be on the West Coast and we're from over here. So from Florida to California, it's the other side of the country. And it's like just those ideas that it's like you're jumping, you're going further than we all have gone to go and like chase this thing. So I feel like every day it is this trying to do like you were saying, like trying to know that you're doing what you should be doing. So I don't think that there's anything that's like extremely difficult. It's just that waiting on that moment. And I've become content with knowing that it's gonna come when it's time for it to come, and not like trying to force it and beat it and think about it too much. Because I think that's where people get depressed. Because the amount of roles I've been up for, people get depressed.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times that I've people, oh my gosh, they'd be so sad.
When was the moment that you realized that this is what you wanted to do? This was what made you happy? Because I feel like a lot of people lack purpose and they kind of take the route. I hate the formula that's set up because you have to pick what you want to do for the rest of your life, majority of the time as a high schooler. What are you going to go to college for?
Right, yeah.
So how did you make that decision, and did you ever have another dream that this took over, or what?
I think when I was like 6, I was like, I want to be an actor because I did like a play at church.
Yeah, but in Florida,
then-
man, you're never going to be an actor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's when I went to Atlanta. I think my first acting class, I sat down. I got there early, and I sit down in like the front row. The teacher's there. His name is Dwayne, and then some other guys there.
The Rock?
Dwayne
No, I wish. That'd be great.
That was your coach?
I wish.
Teacher?
I don't know. I do wish. I do wish.
Hell yeah.
But I remember sitting there looking at the clock and being like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. Like just sitting there and having that that was a woman's piece of hair. Not a yeah. But I think that day I realized that that's what it was, and then I went hard ever since then. There was no other dream. There's no other, and it was like if I'm gonna bring, and I spoke about this a little bit on your podcast, but if I'm gonna bring my family to be, like I'm trying to acquire wealth, so that way like it brings the rest of my family up, right? So half my family is like have great jobs, and like my mom works for the school board, my auntie's like a head nurse at a hospital. It's all these great things, and on the other side is like they in the hood, uncle in jail, and this uncle does this, and this uncle do that, and this and that. So it's like doing something where like everybody after me, they like the rest of my family just know this like their life is so much easier, Like I know that I'm an ancestor to some kid, to my seeds of seeds.
Yeah.
And that, like, I want him to look back and be like, yo, he made this easier for me. Just like when I think about my ancestors, that I don't even know where I'm from. I don't know, like, my family lineage. I don't know, like, a lot of things about myself. So it is that, like, I want them to be able to connect to something and say, like, hey, that's where it is. So I feel like I had to make a big step or a big move. Even my mom been work, like, everybody, our parents work, but it's like, I'm like, my grandmother just passed a few months ago, but one of them is like, yeah, thanks. But like, it's like, yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But like she lived in like the same house since I was like born, and it's in the hood, and the other one is in the hood. So it's like, what can I do now really, really hard to make a bunch of money and like do something that I love, but make a bunch of money to send that back in and just to make everybody's life a little bit easier, or to get like Michael B. Jordan, get a big house, and then move all of them down here. And then like I have a job for everybody. Like even the guys I grew up with, it's like, okay, he's going to be my bodyguard. He's going to do this. She's going to do that. And I already have like ideas of what I want people to do. And it's like, now they're all waiting on me to do this, to like be great. So that way, hey, you remember the bodyguard? I'm going to be your bodyguard. Like I got my homies waiting on me to do things. So I feel like I'm always motivated, but you know, I think that pressure does it does get to me, but again, it is the actor's dream, and it's the sitting back waiting on like that one moment where it all just works.
Mm-hmm.
You go into the room and it's like, or they saw you before, whatever the case may be.
You ever struggle with being away from family?
I did at first.
Are you out here alone?
Yeah. Well, I have my roommate. He moved. My brother.
Oh, your brother.
Well, he's not my brother, but like he is now. But we moved from Atlanta here together.
Okay.
And even like I met Derek in Atlanta, and Derek in Atlanta as well. But generally, like family wise, I'm here alone. Yeah. It was hard at first when I first got here, but it's like easier.
What do you feel like you've created kind of like a family and a base out here?
Sorta. I think like my film thing is now catching because I have a great DP now.
Yeah.
He has great equipment. So I'm like, all right, cool. We can shoot these movies. I'm gonna take this money. We're gonna shoot these movies. We got the Alexa here. We got that. I can direct. I can shoot. I can gaff. I can do all this stuff. And it's like now I feel like as far as the film side goes. But now it's just like since COVID happened, it's like, all right, have friends. Like build friendships because like just like we're sitting here right now with mics, the mics won't be here in 10 years or 15 years. We sitting down at Mark's house, sitting down talking, and we all got.
I'm not going to be doing this podcast in 10 years.
What? Oh, no. Well, you may be doing a podcast, but just like in your awesome.
Nah, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But like when we're all in like a much better place and saying like, oh well, then I could look at myself and say like, hey, I cultivated a great relationship when I knew him because I did a movie with him. Yeah. And I studied him before I even met him, knowing like, okay, this is this guy. What was he on? What did he do? Then meeting him. And then now I met you. I met you a while ago. But yeah. And you said, what do I struggle with?
How do you wake up on the right side of the bed every day?
I realized I woke up on the bed. I woke up in a bed.
Yeah.
Because people don't have beds. And I've never been extremely privileged, so every day is good. I have good attitudes every day. It's not because like I wake up with a good attitude, but just because like man, like I didn't have it. I never had it. Like I never had.
How do you appreciate that? Because a lot of people that come from like a struggled past, like you took the bike you didn't have a car, you took the train, you took the bus, the bike. At what moment do you stop playing the sympathy card?
As far as what?
As far as feeling bad for yourself.
Oh, you don't have a sympathy card.
Yeah.
It is. I think anybody that's black that grew up where I grew up, there is no such thing as a sympathy card. There is there's no nothing. It is like, hey, you get it or you don't. And it's like, yeah, that's it. It's like, hey, like I can sit here and like I said, like the last memory I had was I'm on the block. Like I'm on the block. We were sitting there and I'm like, this ain't even it. And then boom, boom, it was two gunshots. And I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm done. And it was no danger. It was no police. It was just two gunshots and then that was it. But it's like, I just knew that like if I was gonna do it, I have to do it myself. Like I got a great agent, cool, got a great manager. That's because I did that. Like I did all them shows. I went to the Academy Awards by myself. I shot something. And it's like I'm making my own way, So I think that there is it's easier to like. I feel it's easier to wake up even when you have hard times when you realize like, oh man, like I came from much worse. Like this is all good. Like this LA, like sitting right here in this house, man, I'm good. Like this is like my apartment ain't super nice. It ain't fancy. It ain't decorated well. Ain't nothing nice in there. But it's like it's dope. I'm in LA. Like it's sunshine outside and like ain't no going back to where I came from. Like I'm way better than where I came from. Yeah. So it's like the only way. I always say there's a benefit to being at rock bottom. Like there's a benefit, even emotionally, like depressed, all that stuff. Like there's a benefit if you can find it. Like being down there because you can only look straight up from that point. If I'm like extremely sad and broken, and I'm at the worst point of my life, the benefit is that there is no lower than this. If I choose to say like, hey, I'm gonna get up, then like. Boy, you only I can only go up. I can only do more. If I have $0, I can only get one. I can only get two, or I could be in debt. But I could be in debt. But as far as like, I don't even know how to say as far as like whatever. But like, you just do as much as you can. But because you already know like what it's like to be in the back or to start from back there. So that's the thing. Like I want to do more now, so that way my kids could at least say that they started a little bit further ahead than I did.
That's dope.
But it's dope. It's all good.
I hope you guys can take something away from Patrick's knowledge. I appreciate that.
I dropped
you have no
gems.
knowledge. I'm so stupid. We're going to shoot another episode for Pearson's podcast next.
Sir.
Drop a like, hit that subscribe button. Go follow Patrick. Go follow Pearson. Go follow me. We'll all the links in the description.
Thank you guys so much, though.
Thanks for being on, bro.
I mean it. I said this last time we were all together, but I appreciate being here. I appreciate every time I come into this house, and I appreciate being a part of what you guys are doing. I think it's great.
Yeah, man.
This is inspirational. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras running. It's a big old light. It's a big light. Like all this stuff happening. We just build a house there, but it's like all this stuff that's happening. It's just like it is just inspiration, and it's documented. So like.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, this is it.
That's actually really nice to hear.
Yeah, it is.
We lose track of that.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is it. Y'all doing it.
It's motivating to hear that and inspiring to me to keep doing. You know?
Oh yeah. Look at that painting. Look at this. Look at the backdrops in this place. There's some money getting got in this house. There's some money in this house, baby.
Let's go.